There's a lot of confusion about this. Many people are asking us, I've heard about this thing called a GRAT, but I've also heard that it's been eliminated. Does a GRAT still work? Well, to answer the question, let me talk a little bit about what a GRAT actually is. A GRAT is a Grantor Retained Annuity Trust. Basically, this technique was kind of perfected by the Walton family. In fact, some GRATs are called Walton Gratz. And the way these work, for example, in the case of the Walton family, was that Mrs. Walton, Sam Walton's widow, wanted to get more assets out to her children. The problem was that you're only allowed to give $13,000 per person. Now, in those days, it was 10. And there was a very strict limit on how much she could give away over and above that. And she'd already done it. So what was a person to do? Well, she took some Walmart stock, put it in a GRAT, and the GRAT said that over a period of years, it's going to pay her all of that money back, whatever the stock was worth, and the family was going to pay some interest on it. So you might say, well, that seems crazy. What does that accomplish? Mrs. Walton gives $10 million away and gets $10 million back. Isn't that $10 million in her estate? It is. However, what Mrs. Walton strongly suspected, and what turned out to be true, was that Walton stock went up radically in value while it was in the Grantor Retained Annuity Trust. So while there were no gift taxes, and while she got everything back, her heirs kept all of the increased value. Now, there have been a lot of efforts in Congress recently to eliminate what are called short-term GRATs, where they only last a year or 2 or 3 or 4 years. However, for the time being, GRATs remain a very effective planning technique. Who uses them? Sophisticated families use them that have a family-owned business that's going to go up dramatically in value, or families that own a piece of real estate or even a publicly traded stock where there's a strong expectation because of the market that these stocks or these assets are going to go way up in value. This is a particularly powerful technique when in hard economic times, interest rates are low and values are depressed and could come back quickly. If that sounds like the type of asset you have or the type of circumstances you're in, then you as a sophisticated family need sophisticated estate planning and should still get advice about a GRAT. Thank you. If you liked that video, if you enjoyed it, if you found value in it, if it gave you information you didn't know about before, then you're going to want to see the other videos. We have some of the most frequently asked questions that clients ask lawyers on the topic of sophisticated estate planning and estate planning for families that have family-owned businesses and family-owned vacation homes. If you'd like a lot more, including the questions that you should be asking and maybe don't even know to ask, but that we as lawyers know you should be asking, then just sign up, click on the link below, and we're going to send you a ton more videos. Frequently asked questions that you need to know the answers to succeed as a family in your sophisticated estate planning. And maybe more importantly, the should ask questions, the questions you don't even know that you should be asking. Thanks again. Click on that link and enjoy.